I finally accepted you. There was a time when I never believed that love could find me. I had heard people speak about it in beautiful words. They said love could heal a broken heart, bring light into the darkest days, and make an ordinary life feel like a beautiful dream. I listened to their stories, but deep inside, I never believed that such a love could ever become part of my own life. Then you came. You did not arrive with promises written in the stars. You did not enter my world with loud words or grand celebrations. You simply appeared in my life, quietly and patiently, like the first light of morning after a long night. At first, I was afraid. I was afraid of trusting someone again. I was afraid of opening the doors of my heart. I was afraid that if I allowed myself to love you, I might lose you one day. So I kept my distance. Whenever you came closer, I stepped away. Whenever you spoke about your feelings, I changed the subject. Whenever your eyes looked at me with hope, I pretended not to understand. But the truth was different. I understood everything. I saw the love hidden inside your silence. I noticed every little thing you did for me. I remembered every word you said. And even when I tried to forget you, my heart refused to let you go. You became a thought that followed me everywhere. In the morning, I thought of you. During the quiet hours of the afternoon, I remembered your voice. And at night, when the world became silent, my heart whispered your name. Still, I was afraid to say the words you were waiting to hear. I love you. Those three words seemed so simple, yet for me, they carried the weight of an entire lifetime. Because accepting your love meant accepting the possibility of being hurt. It meant trusting another human being with the most fragile parts of my heart. And I was not ready, not yet. You could have walked away. You had every reason to leave me behind. You could have said, if you don't want me, I will find someone who does. But you never did. Instead, you stayed. You stayed when I was distant. You stayed when I was confused. You stayed when my silence hurt you. You never forced me to love you. You never demanded an answer. You simply waited. And slowly, I began to understand something. Real love does not always arrive like a storm. Sometimes, real love is the person who stays quietly beside you while you are trying to find your way. Sometimes, real love is patience. Sometimes, it is forgiveness. Sometimes, it is understanding the words that are never spoken. And sometimes, it is simply being there. You were there. When my days were difficult, you were there. When I felt lonely, you were there. When I doubted myself, you reminded me that I was stronger than I believed. You never asked me to become someone else. You never asked me to hide my weaknesses. You accepted me exactly as I was, and that frightened me more than anything. Because for the first time, I realized that someone truly saw me, not the person I pretended to be. Not the person everyone expected me to become, but me, the real me, the person behind the smile, the person behind the silence, the person who was secretly afraid of being forgotten. You saw that person, and somehow you still loved me. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and somewhere between all those ordinary moments, something extraordinary happened. My heart began to change. I started waiting for your messages. I started smiling whenever I heard your voice. I started looking for you in crowded places. I started imagining a future where you were standing beside me. And then I realized the truth. I was no longer afraid of losing you. I was afraid of never having you. That was the moment everything changed. I finally understood why my heart had been fighting with my mind for so long. My mind kept saying, "Be careful." But my heart kept saying, "This is the person you have been waiting for." My mind remembered the pain of yesterday, but my heart saw the beauty of tomorrow. And finally, I listened to my heart. I looked at you for the first time. I did not run away from your eyes. I looked into them and saw everything: your patience, your hope, your kindness, your love. And I knew that I could not keep pretending anymore. There were tears in my eyes, but this time they were not tears of fear. They were tears of relief, because I finally understood that love was not something I needed to fear. Love was not a prison. Love was not a weakness. Love was not about losing yourself. The right love was about finding a home in another person's heart. And somehow I had found that home in you. So I finally said the words you had been waiting for. I finally accepted you, my love. I still remember the look on your face. For a moment, you said nothing. You simply looked at me, as if you were trying to make sure you had heard me correctly. Then your eyes